questions that go beyond the everyday, like what's the cost of finding a meal, or what's the time. He's actually saying, why is there anything at all rather than just nothing? And that's the most important basic question you get. That's what philosophers do. They go beyond the mundane and the trivial that we all preoccupy ourselves. And they answer fundamental questions of reality.
Do you think that question can ever be answered or produce any value?
Yes, it can be answered very easily.
No, if you're not a Muslim, I mean.
Well, a Christian would answer the same way as a
No,
Muslim.
if you're not a Christian.
A Jew would answer Christian.
I'm saying an atheist.
A Zoroastrian would answer Christian.
A pure philosopher, can a pure philosopher answer that question?
Pure philosopher?
Yeah,
as opposed to an impure one.
An atheist philosopher, can you answer that question?
Pure? Hang on, where do you get the idea of pure philosophy as atheist? Where do you get that idea?
I mean,
most philosophers are believing in God.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about a philosopher that doesn't believe in a religion. Only using philosophy, can you answer that question?
There are many philosophers who believe in God.
Well, I don't want to confuse your belief in God and we're talking about philosophy, but I just want to talk about
I would say, why is it similar to nothing? Because the uncaused cause of all being brought this universe into existence. Now that's actually as-sama in the Quran, that's actually a paragraph.
But that whole
the uncaused cause of being.
The argument, the ontological argument is a fallacy, it doesn't work.
That's not the ontological argument.
Yeah, that is the argument you make.
No, the ontological is based on reason, which says God is that than which nothing greater can be conceived. That's Anselm's formulation. What I'm talking about is the cosmological argument.
Yeah, the argument is a fallacy as well.
Why is it a fallacy? You just can't say it is.
Tell me again, I'm going to go for it.
So I'll tell you which again.
Just go for that argument, the cosmological argument.
I'm saying that the reason the cosmos exists at all is because an uncaused cause of all being brought it into existence. It's a necessary, God is a necessary being, we are contingent, we might not be here, we don't have to be here, but we are brought into existence. And that's an argument that Christians, Jews, Muslims and others agree with.
I had this discussion with Hashim before, right? And there's a philosopher in India, and his name was, I don't know his name. His name was, what's his name though? I forgot his name, I can't remember his name. He's quite a famous guy actually, right? But he's actually a Muslim, but he countered this argument because the argument doesn't work. And I agree that this argument doesn't work. And it's simply
give me a reason.
And it's a logical fallacy. And
give me the reason
it doesn't work is that you say that this God is a necessary being, right?
I never mentioned God, by the way.
Well, this being is
I said that the uncaused cause of all beings, which some people call God, but let's be fair, I didn't specify God. So anyway.
But if this cause is uncaused, right, it must be eternal.
Yes.
And if it's eternal, that means, and you're saying that it's caused God, right? It's caused the universe to exist.
Yes.
So you've got something which is eternal,
yes.
and that thing caused the universe to exist, right? Yes. That means that the universe must be eternal as well.
Why?
Because you have something which is eternal, okay, and it causes something else, which is the universe, right? So at each possible point, at any possible point, that thing which is eternal is going to exist, right? And at that point, because it causes the universe, it's going to cause the universe. So at every point, the universe will exist.
I'll explain why that's a fallacy. If you read the last 3 books of that brilliant theologian, St. Augustine, in the 4th century, he wrote a book called The Confessions, and the last 3 books, one of them is to do with the nature of time. And he anticipated, actually agreed with Einstein on this amazingly. Augustine was around in the 4th century AD. He's a Roman citizen, and he, through sheer brilliance, anticipated what Einstein said. But what they both agreed on is that when people say what happened before the Big Bang, that's a mistaken question, because as Augustine said, time and space were created at the same time. You cannot have space without time and time without space. So there is no before. You have to. But this is my point. When we
a different state. I didn't say time.
What I'm saying, why is it logical for God for the uncaused cause of all that it is to create the universe? There's not a lot of contradictions. It's because God, who is, if you like, is the eternal uncaused cause, creates time and space at the same time. So there's no inconsistency or problem if space and time are created at the same time. Only if you separate them out.
Let's use the word God, right, to be on the same level. Okay? So you're saying that God is eternal, or God is always existing, or necessary or eternal. Okay, both different, but
2 different words.
Yeah, we use the term eternal, okay, but it also means necessary, right? As in any situation, God is existing. Okay. But then you say that God causes the universe. Okay. So if in any given situation, if God exists and God causes the universe, in that situation the universe will also exist. So in every situation, the universe must also exist. Given that God is eternal and God causes the universe, so then the universe must also be eternal. And wherever you have God, then you got the universe.
There's a non sequitur there. You just inserted. just because an eternal, uncaused cause creates the universe, and that's why I mentioned about Einstein and Augustine. I really wanted to clarify this. He created space and time together.
Space and time is not important.
No, it's important to me. It may not be important to you because the eternal God willed to create something that was temporal. He is eternal. The universe is temporal.
Yeah.
Now, an all-powerful eternal being is free to do that. There's nothing incoherent about an uncaused force creating beings who are contingent, temporary, mortal, that come into existence, go out of existence, i.e. us and the universe. An all-powerful being can do that, and that's why that's what Muslims believe, Christians and Orthodox Jews believe that too, and Sikhs as well believe that. So, in fact, most people believe that in the planet.
The cosmological argument that you're making, that the first cause argument, basically what you're saying, it doesn't stand up because you can't. If you have something which is a finite, right? You can't go from a finite effect to an infinite cause.
Why not?
Because an infinite cause, okay, will always continue to cause that thing which it causes. So God caused the universe. So God is always existing. So God is always causing the universe.
That's why I said about the bit about space time.
God is existing now, so He's causing the universe to exist even now.
That's because the example you're giving is not what I'm talking about. You're talking about an infinite series of causes. So what caused the first cause? There must have been a cause of I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that an uncaused cause of all being is the explanation of the universe that we see. I'm not talking about what caused the first cause and all that. That's a logical thing I'm not talking about.
But then you're saying that the universe is
time.
eternal. But then you're saying the universe is eternal then, right?
No, I'm not. I'm saying it's finite by definition.
But is God eternal?
What are the answers?
So God, okay, so let's say that this pole, right, it extends all the way eternally, right? And it's God, yeah?
That analogy doesn't work. There's no analogy that we can give in our temporal realm of the eternity. There's a difference between eternity and everlastingness. Yeah. You get a distinction in philosophy. Yeah. Something can be eternal and something everlasting. Everlasting means temporal duration. Temporal duration indefinitely.
You're making a false distinction.
But eternal.
You're making a false distinction. I don't care about time. I'm talking about different states of existence, right? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, look, either the universe exists.
If you're in all places at the same time, which is essentially how you describe God. If you're everywhere at the same time.
No, I'm doing the ontology here. Ontology is a branch of philosophy. It's doing the nature of being itself. I'm not talking about God as an object in the universe, like other objects that we can compare and contrast. I'm saying that God is the uncaused cause of all that we see in space, in the space-time continuum.
We spent a lot of time talking about philosophy. I thought that you would understand this simple logical concept, right? If you have something,
I love being patronised.
If you have something that causes something else, let's say you got A, which causes B, right? Whenever you got A, you're gonna get B. That's just the definition of cause and effect. If this thing causes that thing, if this thing exists, okay, that thing is gonna exist. Now, if this thing is eternal, God, then that means that this thing has to be eternal as well. Because
Why?
Because this thing causes that thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's cause and effect. If this thing is there, if God exists and God causes the universe, that means that the universe has to exist. You can't get away from it.
There's a statement there I just don't agree.
Even Muslims have made this argument.
I just don't see your claim that because the uncaused cause of all things makes something temporal, as he is within his power to do, that thing that is temporal must be eternal. I just don't see how you've argued that. You've simply asserted it. You've not in any way demonstrated that must be eternal as well.
Okay. So
it mustn't be like it. By definition, if God creates something, God is the creator of his something, then he must be different from that which he creates.
All right.
So he creates creatures who are not like him in their eternity.
So I'm going to put it to you like this, right? You're saying that a thing. Okay, just to go back to the basics. Okay, if something causes something else, if A causes B, right, and A exists, does that mean that B is going to exist or not?
You just said A causes B. So
yeah, so B exists, right?
That question,
yeah, so B exists, right? So now God, okay, he exists in a particular world. Let's say a particular world, whatever, right? World 1, God exists, right? And God causes the universe. So does the universe exist?
Yes.
Yeah. So in world 2, the same thing, right? God exists, universe. World 3, any possible world, okay, that exists, God is going to exist in that world, and God causes the universe. So the universe is going to exist in that world. So the universe always exists whenever God exists.
This is the ontological argument that if God can exist in some possible world, he must exist in every possible world. This is put forward by some American philosophers now.
God already exists in every possible world. That's according to your definition.
No, I'm saying if he exists in one possible world as a necessary being, then by definition he must exist in all possible worlds because he's a necessary being. Once you admit the possibility of God, then he must exist. That's the logic of some Christian philosophers in America. It's actually quite an interesting argument.
I don't want to say on camera.
Muslim there.
No, I wasn't.
If he was a Sikh, he wouldn't bother. Okay. What led you to disbelieve in or reject the concept of God?
No, I think I was more interested in the philosophical discussion, to be honest. I don't want to.
You see, I'm interested, but also at the end of the day, if we're giving dawah or whatever, it matters that we actually address the issues that concern us. And if you have rejected the existence of God or the idea of God's existence, I'm actually curious to know why. I don't believe it's a logical reason. So most atheists are angry at God, I've noticed. So atheists are actually quite emotionally engaged. They want to attack God all the time. They're very angry with God.
I like how you change the subject after you.
I feel like they've been lied to, right?
I feel like. Are you?
No, but that's what I understand. They feel like they've been lied to.
No, what it is like Christianity and Islam. Certain religions are very forceful. Okay, so when people disagree with it, they go through a period where they have to hide it, where they might feel like they're intimidated or oppressed in certain ways. So when they come out, they tend to come out quite strongly. So you find a lot of people that leave, not Christianity now, because Christians are quite easy, but Muslims now, if they ever leave, they'll be quite strong because, they might have felt, well, not me personally or anymore, but some Muslims, they might have felt that, they were oppressed or in their community, they couldn't come out, so they bottled it up for a long time, and after when they come out quite.
Is that why they have so much hate for Muslims?
Yeah, because you got to understand, if a lot of Muslims, they have to keep it a secret as well, innit, you know what I mean? And if they do say something against Islam, if they say they don't believe in it, it's like they get put down by everyone, do you know what I mean? So obviously, like, there's a few people out there, when you go on YouTube and you see the ex-Muslims, that they might be quite strong.
If I were to say, what were some of the reasons why you rejected the idea of a God, a transcendent God who created the universe?
I would say they're the same as what most people come up with. Like, there's nothing. I don't want to go into it because there's nothing special. People ask me this question like numerous times every day when I come here, like numerous times every day.
But you keep on coming back here, I notice. You keep on coming back to the very place, the only place in London, in fact, in the United Kingdom, where you're going to get asked this question on a regular basis, and you keep on coming back here. So I ask you, so you must in some way invite this by coming back here at all, because you know this is the one place where you're going to be asked this very question.
To be honest, I don't normally come here.
You should go to McDonald's or go to Selfridges, and then they won't ask you about God in Selfridges. They'll ask you about your credit card. But here, we're going to ask you about. We're talking about God.
We didn't start talking about religion. We were talking about philosophy. Remember, we were talking about secular.
But the last 15 minutes, we have been talking about God as a necessary being, which is a religious subject.
I don't normally come here to talk about religion. That's what I'm saying. That's why
you just said you get regularly asked this here, so.
But yeah, I do regularly asked. Whenever I bring up the topic,
you might want to go somewhere else on a Sunday if you don't want to be asked this question. No, seriously.
But look, there's many obvious reasons why people. You must have known from many people, who are atheists, why they think that.
I'm giving you credit as an intelligent person for having your own intelligent, thought-out reasons, right? Just assuming you're like anyone else, because I'm interested to know what your reasons are. Because I don't think there are any good reasons for doubting the existence of God. I think lots of good reasons for the existence of God.
Are you talking about generic God?
Generic God.
Yeah. So I don't want to talk about any particular religion, but we talk about.
I'm assuming that the Judeo-Christian Islamic conception of God, the Abrahamic conception is essentially the same, which it is in philosophy. So I'm just wondering what your reasons were for coming to doubt the existence.
Sorry to interrupt everybody. Everybody's all over the world want to ask you one question. Have you left Islam?
No.
You heard that here live, yeah?
The second question is, no, I'm not married.
Yes.
And the third question is my bank account number, if you want to make it. No,
I need the PIN number. Only me. So you heard it here, guys, yeah? Brother Paul has not left Islam.
So some brothers, because I made comments about, I don't remember.
Leaving the tribe of Speaker's Corner.
Yeah, it's about the Ummah. I made comments because there's something particularly unfortunate that I got pissed off and said that I've left the Ummah. That was interpreted by certain individuals who have something going for me as leaving Islam. It's not the same thing, although it might be seen the same thing. And it's like when I said I was, it's like the same thing happened when I said I made it public that I was gay, but strictly accepting the Islamic teaching, but there's still some brothers going around now who are saying I want to change Islam. They're actually saying this, and I don't agree. That's not true. I've never said that.
You're a non-practicing.
Yes.
Yes. You made that clear.
Yes, but I made it clear so many times before. Yes. I don't need to repeat it myself. I don't have to justify myself. I've said it enough.
Yes.
So there are still brothers now in the last week who are going around saying I want to change the religion. I'm trying to bring in something that is not part of. That's complete rubbish. I just want to bring in a discussion and education about why people like me who try to follow God are not animals, like some individuals down here call me, but also we're not like the modernists who want to change the religion.
Okay. So you don't want to change Islam or anything like that?
So people have taken certain statements that I've made, and I would argue willfully twisted them to use against me.
Slandered you,
basically. Those are two examples I can think of at the moment.
People are saying you're trying to justify.
I get that all the time. I think, I mean, I've lectured in mosques about this. It's all on YouTube. You can see it, and I've never for a second hinted or even suggested that Islam should be changed. That's not my agenda. But I could do that. I mean, in London, I'm a free agent. If I wanted to, I could say that. No one is pressuring me to do anything. I'm an Englishman in London. If I want to say what hell I like, as big as Quran I could. But I assure you, I'm not. I accept what God says in the Quran. It says the only legitimate place for sexual intimacy is heterosexual marriage. I've only ever said that. I made it clear in statements and lectures. But because I've come out as gay, because I'm trying to make a point about treating people well, others have twisted that to say I'm trying to change the religion. And what can I say? I mean, I'm not going to forever try and defend myself. I'm just saying, okay, if they want to believe that, they believe that. That's their business.
Do you mind if I just wrap up the discussion? I don't know if you want to finish or...
No, but we don't discuss it.
Everyone was asking.
Because I actually thought I'd have
some of the far right people have been like having like parties, like Paul's left Islam.
So some people like the idea. I think they find it difficult to see. I'm not a Bangladeshi from East London. As I'm a white. All power to you. But what is a white dude doing coming into this religion? It's always it's hard work sometimes. Because I have like a dual identity.
Yeah, I know. It's hard.
That's fine, Paul. We can carry on with the.
You're reasonable, I know, but you look at comments on YouTube and also people and on Twitter, people saying, oh, he's done this. Actually, if you look at what I've said, I haven't said that. I've never said that. But they want to use it. There's certain, without to mention names, the individuals down here who literally, when I walk past them, they curse me because of what I've said. They curse me. And when I say I'm not part of this movement, and I said that, so I was so pissed off. People interpret that to mean there's nothing. It's not to do with God, and it's not the issue.
They want to control your...
Some Muslims are